Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. Today I'm going to introduce Ulysses Constructions. Ulysses Constructions is a prefabricated construction service operating within the $453 billion Australian construction industry. Ulysses Construction satisfies a growing market of Australians focused on affordable sustainability through five-star Green Star rated prefabricated modular homes. Client interface is going to be seamless thanks to the use of artificial intelligence, which can create an immersive design experience, which can increase speed and cost of design. Affordable housing is another huge feature Ulysses Construction aims to provide. Australia is moving closer towards recession, and its chances of experiencing one in next year is at sitting around 50%, according to economists, hence emphasizing the importance of affordable housing. Ulysses Construction's medium-sized company, which is emerging due to the requirement for these sort of sustainable and affordable homes. Go on the next slide. As you can see, 40% of global CO2 emissions come from buildings, and 30% of energy is actually wasted on buildings. This is the environment of the current Australian construction industry. A brief overview basically indicates that there's a lot of legislation from council, COVID-19 legislation, Australian standards. Socially, there is huge trends for building. There's constant renovations, but there's also a lot of interest in sustainability, heritage, and preservation, and a lot of outer suburb growth. A lot of new suburbs popping up due to the rising population. Technologically, there is huge technological increases, such as some of the features which I'll discuss later. Economically, inflation is a huge impact on this. Now, to introduce my whole methodology and understanding of this, please watch this video. Now I'll move on to, excuse me, I'll move on to why I believe I'm suited to operate this business. Now moving forward into the SWOT analysis. So the strength of Ulysses Construction is it uses hybrid construction techniques. The company utilizes innovative and cost-effective hybrid construction techniques, enabling quicker project completion and reduced construction expenses, given a competitive advantage in the market. It has a sustainability focus. The company's emphasis on sustainability aligns with the growing demand for eco-friendly construction solutions, providing an opportunity to tap into a rapidly expanding market segment while also contributing to environmental conservation. Weakness, it's obviously a smaller business scale. Being a small construction company, it may face limitations in terms of resources, workforce, and the ability to take on larger projects. Capital intensive. So prefabricated construction requires substantial initial investment, making it challenging for the company to access the necessary capital, especially as a small business. The barriers to entry into the construction can be high, making it difficult for small constructions to establish themselves amongst their well-established competitors. Opportunities. So it's a growing sustainability market. The increasing demand for 10-star energy, inefficient house, and sustainable construction practices offers a significant growth opportunity for the company, attracting environmental conscious customers seeking modern energy efficient homes. Melbourne is booming. The outer suburbs is experiencing rapid expansion, and Melbourne presents a lucrative market for housing, and the company can leverage its hybrid construction techniques to meet the rising demand for affordable and quick construction solutions. Threats. Obviously, there is an economic recession sort of about to hit. During periods of economic downturns or recession, people may postpone or cancel construction projects. There might just be less building. There's also intense competition within this industry. Construction is highly competitive with numerous players offering similar services. The company needs to differentiate itself effectively, stand out and secure projects, and they're doing that through the use of artificial intelligent designs and the prefabricated techniques, which are unique for this company. So innovation and business opportunity. So Ulysses Constructions represents innovation by implementing contemporary ideas such as the below. Prefabrication is one of the huge up-and-coming technological improvements associated with construction. Commonly used in much of Europe, prefabrication is a more environmentally sustainable and socially beneficial way to build. It's taken off in Australia too, which is supported by the University of Melbourne in 2023. Ulysses Construction aims to maximise on this through the use of manufacturing lines such as those used in the automotive industry. So now this concept in itself, whilst innovative, is not completely unique. To enhance the innovation, the use of artificial intelligence as opposed to consultants such as architects at the forefront of the innovation. By doing this, you can also experience cost savings. Now, to continuously improve, and you can use a lean business practice to make sure you're constantly learning. But you can also use ISO 14001 and use the PDCA or Plan, Do, Check, Out, which can ensure that traditional construction styles are improved in effectiveness by having weaknesses such as time, inflation, high costs, and labour intensity reduced, which are basically improving on existing construction styles. Now, weaknesses which Ulysses Construction is going to have to manage is commercial feasibility. In September 2022, 187 construction companies went into insolvency according to Forbes. This is due to the volatile state of the construction industry and inflation, which has climbed over 7.8% over the year to December, which is also according to Forbes' highest point since 1990. Whilst the operating costs of prefab are lower, the capital is still highly present. However, luckily, there are government incentives such as the $6.1 million technological adoption and innovation program, which is available to small to medium-sized enterprises, which is obviously a huge help. And you can also get funding through companies such as Hickory and Modscape, who are very sort of forward-thinking, and they're already looking at that prefabricated space. Additionally, there's a lot of market feasibility, which is a weakness. So as shown here, you can see that 23.5% of Australia's construction industry is residential. To manage this that's a lot of competition effectively. To manage this weakness, we're going to need to implement a competitive edge in the form of lower costs, which appeals to hip pocket nerve of the Australian middle class, contemporary Australian. Now, some barriers to entrepreneurship, if you'll bear with me. Ulysses Construction has two barriers which we're probably going to face. And if you want to be successful in this entrepreneurship sort of program, with these being economic barriers and a lack of skilled workers. Economic barriers are a huge barrier to the development of a construction company. And a lack of money is one of the prominent barriers to entrepreneurship. Restricts the depth of opportunities that entrepreneurs have when they want to begin their businesses or get in front of their step. This comes from entrepreneurial data. It can be argued that the startup costs for a prefabricated company are larger than a traditional construction company due to the requirement for an adequate warehouse space, robotics, labor, initial web development, and material costs, as well as traditional insurance. The barriers are also unfortunately supported by the volatile state of the construction industry, which is obviously, as we discussed earlier, inflation. Whilst the operating costs of prefab are lower than capital, is still highly present. However, luckily there are government initiatives such as the government grants, which can allow to push through those barriers. Another limitation and barrier to entrepreneurship is the labour shortage. So a business needs to have a strong base of skilled and knowledgeable human resources or employees. Unfortunately, according to the 2022 Arcadis Construction Cost Index report, specialised and skilled worker vacancies have gone up 80%, which means there's a lot of competition for jobs out there. The report forecasts that 2023 will be likely 100,000 roles that aren't filled. So it's a bit competitive. That's according to Procore, which is a construction service. Now, this is a significant risk to entrepreneurship and the success of Ulysses Construction. Whilst it is a significant risk, the use of prefabricated construction will actually mean that there's less labour. And other companies have seen this. For example, Autovol, which is another company which works in a similar space, slightly different once again. But it states that automation has made hiring easier for them. In fact, they've been able to attract a lot more young people and women. Currently, 31% of their company is women. So basically, if whilst labour is a barrier, it's not going to be the be all and end all due to the opportunities arisen by prefabricated construction. Now, thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed learning about my proposal, and I hopefully would be interested in joining business with you.